All right, everyone. We are back right here live in the remix with Bobby Hemmitt. Now, the show is over, but we should continue to stream for about another 30 minutes. Everyone, just so you know, your mics are live because I'm really not sure how this is going to work. Bobby, are you still with us?
Yes, I'm still with you.
Okay, perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down the area codes here because we have several people on the line. If you don't have a question, then you can simply just say that you passed or if I've already gotten to you. But we're going to continue to go on. All right, here we go. Area code 216324. You are live in the remix. You have a question or a comment for Bobby?
Yeah. I had both. I wanted to thank you again, and I did also a Lakshmi spell as far as just bringing in inner love within myself, and it just started coming in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right.
But another question I had is like, far as how can I be able to more so talk to the youth? Because that's something that kind of can tell to me is that we dying in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I wanted to ask.
If you're going to talk to them, I find out the reason why you get the ones that's out there killing each other is because they're looking for something else. So it's one thing that you can talk to the real young ones, but some of those, I find I get a lot of good energy, and I find that they are more attentive and they are more astute as far as will listen to what you have to say. Those ones that's in the most trouble, Now some of them are too far gone, but my point here is there's a good age range that's real powerful, anywhere between 16 to 20, and you want to, and stuff. So, but my point here is you don't have to start with a group of them. Just start with that one person, and you'll know it because they'll be searching. Every now and then I'll get one. He might see the Egyptian symbol that I got on me, or the scarab that I'm wearing, or something, or a scarab ring, and they'll come up and start asking questions. When they do that, that's when you know that spirit is searching. So sometime when you want to do it, let them come to you. Let them come to you. Don't cast pearls to swine and throw it back on you. So you let them come to you. And you, like I said, and that's why sometimes it's good to wear certain symbols and stuff. I had one the other day, ran me down, wanting to have a lecture out in the cold. You see, so my point here is they're going to be ones that's going to come because the Spirit is going to send them. And for the simple fact that you want to tell them, then the Spirit is going to manifest them for you. For the mere fact that you want to, if you're thinking about them, that's a form of magic that's going to manifest the particular ones that you need to teach. You'll call them to you. Yeah.
All right.
But let the Spirit do it. Don't be knocking nobody over the head that don't want to listen. It's just like if you got a good sleep going on, you don't want nobody knocking on your door trying to wake you up. You see, so just let the dead lie with the dead. The ones will come to you because the Spirit will send those to you. Yeah. Any more questions?
Yes, there is a whole bunch of callers. Caller from area code 757. You are live in the remix. Please tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
Hi, this is Legacy Renewed. I'm calling out of Norfolk, Virginia, and I'm just listening.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you so much.
You got any questions? Okay.
Oh, no, you're answering all my questions.
All right. Beautiful. Caller from area code 803. You are live in the remix. Tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
Hi, this is Miss Melanin. I'm calling from Columbia, South Carolina.
Okay,
yeah, my home,
greetings.
my stomping ground, yeah.
That's right, that's right. I had a question. I don't want to go off subject, but I don't know if you were in Columbia a few years ago when they put up all those doorways around downtown Columbia, and I wanted to know, were they doing something occult or spiritual when they did that? Because it just seemed weird.
Always. Remember now, South Carolina is a very important state because you had the most amount of blacks that came through Charleston in the slave ports there. And a lot of powerful ones from the Congo came through there. So they've always done a lot of experiments in South Carolina and to hold black people back. So, to hold black people back. So I would suggest anytime you see stuff like that, they're doing things for a reason. You know, if you notice how South Carolina is hardly not important, but when primary season come around, Both Republicans and Democrats. You know how they run to South Carolina? It's almost as if you be like, look, why little old South Carolina? You the second from the poorest state in the country. Why is it that it's important for the Democrats and the Republicans to take South Carolina? That is because ritualistically, they know that the first shot from the Civil War was shot in South Carolina. The first submarine that they used in world history was the Hunley in South Carolina. You see what I'm saying? So they know that they do it's a whole lot of ritual things that went through there. Also, the first hogs, the first pork that came to, pork is not indigenous to America, but the first pork that come to the Western Shores was brought through South Carolina, and they've been killing us ever since. So, but my point here is they do a lot of rituals and stuff like that because they know that a lot of the people in South Carolina are very spiritual. And they have to work real hard to hold them down so they can be the most ignorant. Yeah, so it's interesting, yeah.
All right. Thank you for that. Caller from area code 912, you are live in the remix. Please tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
This is Johan that was in the chat room. I just had a quick comment.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Okay.
It was in reference to Bobby Hemmitt speaking about initiations and the deities. And there was an individual earlier, he was talking about his conversation with someone else, and he's kind of arrived to the same conclusions that I've arrived to. I've read about mysticism and occult and esoteric information, and recently I started reading about Aveda Vedanta, that's known in Hinduism, and my conclusions is that taken from the Hermetic philosophy is that all is mind, the universe is, and from what quantum physicists are finding out is that everything is pretty much made out of the same substance and that there is no separation. And also from what I've learned in the Hinduism is that everything that we see out here, this reality, is an illusion, and the only true reality is the self. And it seems to me that our relationship with the deities and all those other kind of stuff is that the deities also exist in the realm of illusion as well, and that all. But
they're also formulas. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. They are. Did you have a question though?
Oh, it was just a quick comment.
Yeah. Well, you own it as far as these things are ultimately formulas, and actually they are forms of your own inner self. You're the real driver of this. You see what and that's what I'm trying to teach now, because we've fallen way behind. First we had to learn our history, then we had to learn different variations of spiritual systems, but we don't. We use it as a mantra or metaphor, even the 5%ers, that we are gods or the deities, but we don't really internalize that. And so this is one of the reasons why at this particular time we're making a call for people that's ready to take the reins of power that's in you, that was dormant, but through the DNA change is now active. And so this is one of the reasons why I'm hell-bent on we coming out of these old systems. These old systems. These old systems can't take you anywhere when the earth itself is not the way it was 20 years ago. Hell, certain animals don't even act the same way. You see what I'm saying? Look at this. Let me give you an example. Remember them birds hit that plane, and that plane went down in the Hudson?
Right.
Those birds, there was 1 million of those geese in the United States, Canadian geese in 1990. There's 4 million now. Those birds are not stupid to fly into a plane. Those birds were on attack mode. Each one of these birds, they weigh 10 pounds, and when they hit the plane, it's like 1,000 pounds jammed in the actual engines. And that's why they took out both engines. And that's why they took out a military jet back in 2005 and killed about 50-something people, and they have had over maybe 400 attacks in the last 3 years of planes. And the only reason why you know about it now is because when it hit the commercial jet, they had to tell people about it. You see what I'm saying? So my point here is, if there's things that is happening in the animal kingdom, in the plant kingdom, and everything is changing, then why do you don't think this thing's changing in you? And so the old systems are out.